It may be a bit early, but Google's upcoming phone, the Pixel 6, is looking like it'll be a spectacular phone. It may even become flagship level again, competing with all the popular higher priced flagship competitors. I mean, I don't have the Pixel 6 in my hands just yet, maybe Marcus does, but the rumors and leaks show us some very exciting stuff, including a completely new design, tons of improvements made towards the cameras, Google's own specialized chipset called Whitechapel, and a lot more. There's also a possibility that we could see two model options instead of just one, a regular sized Pixel 6 and a larger Pixel 6 Pro. Yep, I'm excited as well, and gone is the XL suffix. But I'm really stoked about the Pro model because having that bigger screen is going to be amazing for entertainment purposes and when navigating through that eye-catching new Android 12 interface. Of course, everything I'm about to tell you in the video are speculations and not guarantees, but a lot of these leaks come from very reliable sources, so I'm pretty confident about them. Starting with what the Pixel 6 will even look like, these renders from OnLeaks and 91 Mobiles clearly show us the phone from every possible angle, and I personally love it. The design is so unique and beautiful that I didn't even believe it was true when I first saw them. I mean, in the past, Google has never really made any eye-catching Pixel device. For the most part, they've always had a simple design with some awkward attributes such as an overgrown chin or a massive notch. It's only recently with the Pixel 5 that I started to dig the look of the phone. And now with the Pixel 6, I'm even more impressed. The back reminds me a lot of the Nexus 6P, which is amazing. It has a large horizontal camera island, an orange strip at the top, and a white color for the rest of the phone. Plus, according to Max Weinbach, there might also be a peach and gold color combo, and green, silver, and black variants. The back is also looking like it's going to be made out of glass. And if you didn't already notice, the fingerprint sensor is no longer on the back. Instead, it's looking like Google is finally going to implement an under-display fingerprint sensor on the front. I'm actually surprised it took them this long. Plus, Face Unlock could make a comeback by just using the front-facing camera. To back up these claims, the new Android 12 update, which is pretty much guaranteed to come with the Pixel 6, has references within its code that state that you can unlock your phone securely with your face or fingerprint. Plus, another developer who goes by the name of K-Dragon was also able to manually enable a fingerprint enrollment process and show how the phone unlocks with an under-display fingerprint sensor. So just from these leaks alone, I'm pretty confident that the Pixel 6 will come with an under-display fingerprint sensor. Now, like I said before, the Pixel 6 is rumored to come in two sizes. According to OnLeaks, the regular Pixel 6 is speculated to have a 6.4-inch flat display, while the larger Pixel 6 Pro is going to carry a 6.67-inch display with curved edges, both being larger and thicker than the Pixel 5, and slightly smaller than the OnePlus 9 Pro or Galaxy S21 Ultra. Max Weinbach also stated within a Mobile Tech podcast that both phones will be AMOLED and have a refresh rate of 120 Hz. The only difference is that the bigger Pixel 6 Pro model is going to have a Quad HD display, and the regular Pixel 6 is going to be 1080p. Plus, the front-facing camera is also going to be a bit smaller and be placed in the center, just like the Galaxy S21 series. Overall, kudos to Google for finally stepping up the design. That and the battery life have always been the biggest things that I didn't like about the Pixels. Now, this is where things start to get real interesting. The biggest question you're probably asking yourself right now is what Qualcomm processor is the Pixel 6 going to come with? I'm sure the majority of you are hoping that it comes with the latest Snapdragon 888, but it's actually a trick question. Google isn't even going to use a Qualcomm chipset. Instead, reports from 9to5 Google claim that they're planning on using their own chip that they've been working on for the past year or so with the help of Samsung. Google is codenaming it Whitechapel. Don't ask me why they called it that. That's just what it is. It's an 8-core chipset that is based on Samsung's 5nm tech. And as stated by Max, it's going to be a bit slower than the Snapdragon 888, but faster than the 865. Still better performance than the Pixel 5. Now, why would Google want to create their own custom processor when Qualcomm is already making fantastic chips? Well, I think Max said it best.
It's a simple answer for this one. AI. They can do their own custom NPUs.
Basically, Whitechapel will allow for a better functional AI experience, and it'll even let Google improve other aspects of the Pixel, including the camera's processing, performance, battery life, and maybe even allow for a better software update commitment of 4 years or more. It's something that Apple has been doing for years, and it's clearly benefited them expanding to other products they make, not just phones. I'm just giving you the basics here though. My good friend Ryan Hager actually wrote a great piece on everything you need to know about Google's new smartphone chipset I'll link it below if you want to learn more about it. The cameras is another huge topic that I'm sure you're curious about. Ever since the beginning, Pixel devices have had spectacular rear cameras outshining plenty of top competing flagships. And while the Pixel 5 is no exception, there is still room for improvement. For example, Google swapped the telephoto lens found in the Pixel 4 with an ultra-wide. Why can't they just include both options? It's not like they were even scared of the phone having a huge camera module. Plus, the main wide sensor on the back is pretty outdated. They've been using the same one ever since they released the Pixel 3 back in 2018. Luckily, OnLeaks dropped some new leaks showing off the back of the Pixel 6 Pro, and you can clearly see that it has a triple camera setup. He confirmed that 2 of them are a primary wide-angle lens and a periscope telephoto lens. The third camera next to the LED flash is unconfirmed, but there's a big possibility that it could be an ultra-wide lens, especially since the Pixel 5 already comes with one. There's even rumors that the main sensor will have a much bigger megapixel count of 50 instead of 12, which could mean that Google is finally upgrading its 3-year-old sensor. But this rumor is not as concrete as the others. As for the regular Pixel 6, it'll come with 2 lenses instead of 3. I'm sure one of them is the main wide lens, but I'm not exactly sure if the second one is a telephoto or an ultra wide. And that's just on the hardware side. Within the camera software, Google confirmed at Google I/O that they're definitely improving it and adding new capabilities. One of the things they said that they were working on is improving the accuracy of photos when capturing people of color. Overall, I'm super excited that even with the Pixel 5 already coming with one of the best cameras on the smartphone market, Google is still looking to take it to the next level. Now, as for all the other specs found on the Pixel 6, I wanted to go over them, but before I do, I wanted to thank Narwhal for sponsoring this video. If you're tired of constantly needing to mop your floors or vacuum them, why not let a robot do it instead? The Narwhal T10 is the best option because it's a 2-in-1 robot that is its first of its kind to have a self-cleaning mop technology. In other words, right after it's done washing those dirty floors, it'll jump back into its base station and clean, wash, and dry its own mop pads so that you won't have to. It does a pretty good job too. Any other mop robot will just have you do the dirty work of cleaning up their pads right afterward, which honestly defeats the purpose. In terms of cleaning, Narwhal will pretty much clean up anything on your floor. Other robot mop cleaners will only sweep the floor and still leave stains. Not Narwhal, it'll really get in there and leave everything spotless thanks to its new mopping design that provides fast rotations and presses to the floor, making it 3 times more efficient at cleaning. And if you're worried about it being too loud, don't. It's ultra quiet at around 45 decibels during mopping. Not even my cat was bothered by it. On top of that, Narwhal has a free app that you can download for both Android and iOS, and it lets you control the cleaning in so many ways. For example, you can choose which rooms to clean, in which order, how many times to clean, and you can even block certain areas in the map to have the robot avoid them. Its smart mapping technology makes the cleanups quick and safe, so if you want to liberate yourself from mop washing or vacuuming, check out the Narwhal T10. I'll drop a link in the description to order yours today. Anyways, the Pixel 6 and 6 Pro is looking like it'll carry a much bigger battery capacity, which is phenomenal because the Pixel 5 had an average battery life. According to Max Weinbach, the Pixel 6 will have a 4500 mAh battery, while the Pixel 6 Pro will have a whopping 5000 mAh battery. Seems like a great increase, but knowing that the display is much bigger now and that it's also got an increased refresh rate, there's a good chance that the battery results could stay the same. I'm hoping that it's not, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. As for the charger, I'm a bit scared that Google might follow the same footsteps that both Apple and Samsung took in not including a charging brick in the box. They may just leave you with a USB-C charging cable, so make sure you don't lose your current charger. Oh, and if you do lose your charging brick, according to OnLeaks, the phone will still come with wireless charging. How fast it's going to be is still an unknown matter. Some other general specs that the Pixel 6 will most likely still have include an IP68 rating for water resistance, at least 128GB of internal storage, and 6GB of RAM minimum. The pricing strategy is a bit harder to predict, and this is because the Pixel 5 launched with a cheaper price tag than its predecessor, something that rarely ever happens in the flagship game. But after looking at these rumored specs and learning about everything that Google is planning to improve with the Pixel 6, I have a feeling that the price won't drop below $700. It'll most likely stay the same or slightly increase, and the price won't go past $1,000. If this is the case, this phone will be a great bang for your buck, and I will definitely pick one up when it gets released. I will also be one of the first to review it, so make sure to sub to the channel so you don't miss out. As for when it's going to be available, usually Pixel flagships get released in October or close to October in the case of the Pixel 5, so the Pixel 6 and 6 Pro are most likely going to follow suit. Honestly, it's kind of crazy how much we already know about this phone when it's set to be released in 3 months. That's the power of the internet for you. Either way, that's it for this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, I'd please encourage you to drop a thumbs up. It really helps the video get noticed by the YouTube algorithm. And if you really enjoyed what you saw, why not also get subscribed with the notification bell turned on? I release interesting and informational tech videos just like this every week. I appreciate you all for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Kapow!